I'm here with Corrin Gulick. She's an appointee of Boone County, so on the Planning Commission. Corrin, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. You know, a lot of people, they hear about the Planning and Zoning Commission, but they think it's a county department. You know, you guys are housed in our building, but you're really not. You know, can you talk about who you guys work for and how you're an independent agency?
We are a completely separate agency. We are comprised of 15 commissioners that represent Boone County, the City of Florence, the City of Union, and the City of Walton.
What do you think the biggest misconception people have about what planning and zoning actually does?
Well, what we actually do is vote on zone changes, and that vote, a lot of times people think that that vote is the end of the line, that's the final decision, and that is not necessarily the case. The final decision is by the governing body that has jurisdiction of that property.
Now, what's the difference between approving a zoning and choosing the actual business that goes within that zone?
The Planning Commission does not have the authority to dictate specific businesses. We focus on land use. So a popular example is if a property wants to have 3 Mexican restaurants, all there together. We can't say, well, Boone County has too many Mexican restaurants, one of those has to be a Chick-fil-A. We can't say that.
As a civil engineer, you know, you work a lot with traffic, infrastructure, and things like that. How much thought goes into the traffic and infrastructure before something gets approved for a change?
We do have access to a lot of data. Data like growth rates, existing traffic volumes, crash data, and one of the biggest sources of data that we look at the Planning Commission is a national document that looks at all these different types of businesses and the average of what types and when traffic is generated from that business. So it's not a magical number that the developer comes up with. This is all based on national data.
Sarah says a calculated guess based on the information you have at the time.
Exactly.
Do you guys look at a long-term growth and planning, or is it more of a project-by-project basis?
We have a long-range plan, just adopted, the 2040 plan, and anytime there's a zone change, the very first thing we look at is whether or not the proposal is in line with this document.
What would be your advice to somebody, hey, I want to get involved or speak about a zone change coming up near my neighborhood? What would be your advice or how to do that?
Even if you're on the fence, I strongly recommend that you come to our public hearing on this issue. They are the first and third Wednesdays of every month at 7:30. Come, let us know, because the 15 commissioners, we don't want to presume we know what that impact is going to be to you. We want to hear from you.